I decided recently I was going to stop buying lots and lots of cheap knives and instead buy fewer but rather more expensive knives. That lasted right up until Anglo Arms released this Tanto recently. It's £11. Now, Anglo Arms do make some rather strange claims for this. First of all, that it's 10-inch Tanto. Well, normally that would obviously reply to the blade length, but in fact the whole thing actually is just a shade over 10 inches. Blade is, what, 5¼ handles about 5 as well, so 10 inches overall. They also claim it's for use on and off the battlefield. Yeah, come on. And that it is razor sharp, which it isn't. And interestingly, this is a topographic handle, which is a brilliant description, and I suppose it does look a bit like the topography you get on maps, but it's a bit of an odd description, that one. That might give you the impression I don't really like it, and nothing could be further from the truth. I do like Anglo Arms knives. You know what you're going to get. It's cheap and basic, and I like a Tanto point as well. It's made of 440 stainless, so it will take a decent edge, but it won't really hold it for very long. Talking of which, apparently it comes razor sharp. Well, it's not too shabby, but razor sharp. Not really. It could do with a decent sharpen. Although really what you're going to be doing with a battlefield ready Tanto is anybody's idea, really. The grip, there is one little flaw that I'm not that keen on, which is where these two edges meet. There's quite a noticeable step between the two bevels, but then, you know, it's £11. The handle, these edges are quite sharp, these bits are quite sharp as well, but it does give a really nice grip. It's a very hard rubber, so it's not particularly forgiving, but it's all nicely thought out. It fits my hand and you get a decent grip on it. A friend of mine did actually use something, a cheap Tanto, as his bushcrafting knife, and he never had any problems with it. It has what Anglo Arms think is a glass breaker on the end there that looks more like a skull crusher to me. Perhaps that's more of its use as a glass breaker off the battlefield. The sheath is, well, it's a copy of a cold steel type of sheath. It has to be said, though, that cold steel ones look a bit better. But a copy of the cold steel sheath it certainly is, and it carries on with that, what I think is quite attractive topographic feature. The clip is a different story. I don't see why. What the hell's wrong with an ordinary clip? You know, it's like reinventing the wheel, isn't it? This you can sort of use as stick in your waistband, or you can use the normal through the loop and with a belt. This is, it's actually quite tough plastic. I've bent it a few times and it still refuses to break. But yeah, these apparently are lashing points for give you, multiple grips, and apparently are absolutely brilliant. It's not a bad knife, all in all. It's, well, like I said, it was £11. It's fairly cheap. It will cut. It will be, I think, quite a good throwing knife. So all in all, for £11, you get something that's not too bad, like pretty much all Anglo Arms products, really. And there's an argument to say, what the hell are you actually going to be doing with a Western pointed Tanto? Are you going to be going to battle with it? Well, let's rather hope not. So that's the 10-inch knife that isn't really 10 inches. Probably isn't a great deal of use on or off a battlefield, isn't razor sharp, but does have a nice handle, overall nice looks, and it actually does, it handles really quite nicely. That grip is really, really good. You can get a variety of holds on it as well, although we've already established I know nothing about knife fighting, and it's comfortable. It is a very hard rubber, and there is a little flaw on it just there, but again, for the price, well, frankly, for £11, if you want a nice Tanto that can become very, very sharp, has a reasonable quality sheath. I kind of think a piece of bicycle inner tube around there might actually grip that a bit better. I'll try that one day. You can't go far wrong, like you can't with most Anglo Arms, really.